Hey y'all, CB here. Thanks for visiting NBS Welding. I want to try to get to the point real quick with this, and I can get into more story BS later, but long story short, I found out within the last year that I really like to run. Last year I was up to about 45 miles a week, and I developed shin splints. Biggest reason being that for the 30 years prior, I didn't run. I haven't run since I played football in high school. So I did develop shin splints, and I tried everything on the internet trying to get relief from my shin splints. Did a lot of different things and didn't have much success. A while back, I visited a chiropractor who is an athlete. He's used to run a lot. He's gotten more into cycling recently. But I mentioned to him that my regular doctor told me not to run. And I mentioned my shin splints to my regular doctor, and my regular doctor told me not to run. It wasn't good. This chiropractor said, "Do you like to run?" I said, "Man, I love to run." He said, "Well, that doctor's telling you to not run and you want to run, so F that," is what he said. That's what that chiropractor said. He said, "If you want to run, you should run." And he said, "I'm going to help you with your shin splints." And what he did during that visit, along with other things regarding adjusting my neck and my back, he said, "Okay, I'm going to work on your shin splints." And he took his hand and he pressed into places in my calf muscles. And before he did it, he told me to push my toe out forward like I'm pointing my toe at something. And so I did that. And then he pressed on places in my calf muscles. He said, "Now pull your toe back towards your nose." When I did that, it was painful. When he was pressing on that spot, it was painful to bring my foot back, but it was painful and brought relief at the same time. I felt better with regards to the shin splints immediately, and I ran the very next day after he did that, and I could tell a difference that I had gotten relief from what he'd done. When I was there for that visit, he told me a way that I could go about doing that same thing by myself. He said, "Get a lacrosse ball, stick it in a vise, cut it in half, take the round half and shove it against those points that I pressed on your leg, and take an ace bandage and wrap it around there and press on that point as tight as you can get that ace bandage to press on that point, and then sit there and move your toe like you're pointing at something and then back towards your nose." He said basically what you need to do is, when you're having that shin splint, the type that I had, your calf muscles are getting in a fight with one another, and you got to break up that fight. That's the way he described it. I came home thinking that we had a couple lacrosse balls. It turned out that we didn't. So I didn't do anything about it right away. I ended up going to the local gym. I was actually going there for a weight training session, and I looked over on the floor and I saw there's a sled there. Now this is a sled with pipes sticking up that are capped, and the pipes that are sticking up are made for you to put weights on, put weight plates on to push the sled, or to tie a rope to the sled and pull the sled. And I thought, hey, there's a pressure point. Maybe I could use that. Well, I laid down on my back up close to that sled, and I put my calf muscle on that pipe. And I used the whole weight of my leg to push down put pressure on my calf muscle in that place. And I sat there and I pointed my toe away and brought it back towards my nose. And it did the same thing. So I realized then this was probably easier than cutting the lacrosse ball in half and happening to get having to get pressure by wrapping a bandage around it. It was really easy when I laid my leg up on that sled, when I laid my calf up on that sled and moved my toes forward and backward. It was really easy to move around and find the different points that I needed the pressure on to relieve whether it's a fascia release, I don't know, I hear different words. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that this is something that has made a tremendous difference for me in just a few weeks. I've continued to do it, and what I realized was that I need to be able to do it at home just as quick and easy. Well, I'm a welder fabricator, so what do? I make me a pipe and I cap it and I weld it on a plate, and now I have this. And with this, which I could take about anywhere, you could throw this in a vehicle, and you know, I could go on vacation, I could take this with me. I'm going deer hunting, I could take this with me. Wherever, you know, I can take this with me, and I can set this thing, and I'm 16.5 inches worked out really good for me. And I'll show you what I do with this thing. So after 10 weeks of not running at all and going back to running really easily, going back into it really easy at short distances, just on the grass, still had shin splints. Everything I tried on the internet, all the different therapies, still had shin splint pain when I tried to run. This is working. I'm back to 3, 4, 4.5 miles at a time. Sometimes I'm not running 45 miles a week. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. My training split involves 2 days of running and 3 days of weight training right now, and I'm happy with that. I'd love to get back to running 5 miles every morning. I don't know if that's in the cards for me because, like I said, there was 30 years of my life where I didn't run. And, you know, I may not be conditioned to be able to do them kind of miles. But if I can, I will, because I really do. I have found that I actually do enjoy running. And if you can do something like this, you know, this could be wood, this could be a wooden dowel rod. I'm a metal fabricator, so I made this out of steel. It's pretty much bulletproof. And if you want to watch me make it, here we go. that's pretty much it for this one. You know, a piece of 1-inch pipe, roughly 16 inches long, with a cap welded on the top, rounded off. I got a base plate there. It's 8 inches by 8 inches and 3/8 of an inch thick. I've noticed it's nice when I can use my other foot and move the base plate around, because you gotta move your leg around and find those points in your calf muscle where it needs that pressure put on it to break up whatever it is that's going on that's causing that shin splint pain. So I hope this is something, if you're having shin splint pain, that helps you. It definitely helped me more than anything else that I tried. And if you know somebody that's having an issue with shin splints, please share this video with them. This thing could be done a million ways. I just mostly want to share the idea. Obviously, this could be a piece of wood. You know, if you don't want to weld, you might get some kind of a threaded flange for the base and just thread a cap on a piece of 18-inch pipe nipple that you could get at Lowe's. I mean, there's a million ways to do it. The main thing is, I just want to share the idea, because I've tried so much stuff over the course of the last year to get relief from the shin splints and get back to running, and this is working. And I want to share, you know, I want to share the idea so that it can help somebody else. And if you could like the video, I really appreciate it. I'd love it if you'd leave me a comment. That really helps the channel. If you could subscribe, you know, the more subs I get, the better. And remember, learn how to work with what you got. That way you always have everything you need. Hey y'all, CB here in the break room at NBS Welding. I'm hollering at you about the NBS Welding t-shirts. We've still got NBS Welding t-shirts with the NBS Welding on the front, big NBS Welding on the back. We have had a lot of orders so far, which a lot for us doesn't take that much, but we got the American flag right here on the sleeve. We do still have t-shirts. It helps the channel if you buy a t-shirt. If you think you'd like to have an NBS Welding t-shirt, please get a hold of us. Send Tina an email request to nbswelding@aol.com. We have had some people order t-shirts, and of course we want to give the shout out and the thanks for helping the channel by ordering a t-shirt. And we have got a lot of compliments. These are good quality shirts. People have mentioned that they're good quality shirts. They're comfortable and everybody likes them. Haven't got any complaints at all on the t-shirts that we mailed out. So $25 plus shipping for a t-shirt. And if you send the email request to Tina, nbswelding@aol.com, and she'll figure out where you're at, and she can figure out what it's going to cost to ship it to you, and we'll get it done. All right? So thank you.